Hi everyone. So what I want to do today is a quick review of 3 AI tools and see which one is best and how they all work from a non-academic, non-researcher, non-diehard content creator, but someone that works 9 to 5 in an office job and wants to use AI to leverage and get better and try and see how it can help us improve and what it can do differently. So what we've got here is we've got Claude.ai on the left-hand side, in the middle ChatGPT, which is on the 4.0 version, and Perplexity on the right-hand side. These are all 3 pro versions of the 3 tools, so Claude.ai Pro, ChatGPT Plus, I think, and Perplexity Pro. Yes, it is costing me $60 for 1 month, but I thought it'd be worth it just to try and see which one is worth keeping in the longer term. So hopefully this video will help you if you're in a similar position as me. So what we'll do first off is we will try asking the same question and we'll see how each of them respond. So it's just a bit of Apple. This is what you might do in your job if you need to do a bit of research on a company or a certain product, an industry. So what we have here, ChatGPT, California sells various different products, online services, and they sell them worldwide. So keep it simple, we asked for it, and it has done that. If we go on the left-hand side, Claude.ai, something very similar in terms of layout. So a little bit of a blurb, the products. It's put in bullet points the markets, whereas here it was more of a sentence and where they trade and things. So these two, you would say Claude.ai and GPT are very similar. And Perplexity, what we have is some images, a little bit of more background of who founded it and when, some more details on the products itself, the services, the global presence, the innovation, the conclusion, etc. So all of 3 of them, relatively straightforward question, relatively straightforward answers, although you would say Perplexity goes that little bit more in depth, although we did say keep it simple, so it might have gone a little bit overboard. Fine. What we'll do now is, what was Apple's 2023 financial sales and net profit result? Let's see what all 3 of them show us. So we'll do Claude first. So Claude says, doesn't give us a result. It tells us to go to the website, the investor relation, fine. It's got data cut off in April 2024, fine. Gives us a bit of background of when they report, how they do it, but it doesn't give us the actual number. Let's see if we try this. Okay, again, it just doesn't want to give us the results. So what if we say, not sure what's going on with enter, doesn't seem to work. Okay, so if you ask it for the website, it will tell you, and this is the actual website of Apple on the investor relations. So basically, you need to do it yourself. Let's try GPT. So this one, searching the web. It gives us the actual amount. So this is a lot, just to begin with, a lot easier to deal with than Claude.ai. So 383.29, 394.33 billion in 2022. A bit of segmental analysis, fine. Geographical segments, fine. So again, you would say this one's done very well, and it actually gives us the link of where these are from, although interestingly, it just gives us news articles rather than the financial statements themselves, fine. And what we'll do last is we'll just ask Claude.ai, Perplexity.ai, what they think of it. So it was already spun up an image. We'll see if this is accurate or not in a second. It's given us quarterly information, although we asked for yearly information. Although we didn't specify, we just said 2023, but ChatGPT realized that we wanted it yearly, fine. 383285, that's the 38329 here. 2.9% decrease. Net profit 96.995. Doesn't give us that much segmental analysis, but it does give us a little bit of a blurb of what's going on. The revenue declined due to diminishing sales, various earnings per share information. So in this case, you'd probably say GPT with this prompt wins straight off the bat, because you'd probably want to know what's the value, net sales, net profit, any segmentation analysis that they can find, and what's going on. So, I mean, you could probably get there with a bit more prompts, but both of them show a good result. Claude.ai was a bit of a failure. And if we just check these to the actual financial statements, so both of them said 383.29, correct. GPT said it's a decline from 394.3, correct. And net income or net profit, 9699, and same sort of results in Perplexity. What I like about Perplexity is that it references all of the findings. It puts a source to all of the results that it shows you so that you can go to the source, find it, and if you want to dig deeper, you can do that yourselves. Although, interestingly, I don't think any of them actually pointed to the actual financial statement results, which is a bit interesting. So there we go. So that was one test. Again, if you want to find something quickly out about a company, this would be one way to do it, although you just have to be sure that that the results are accurate, and maybe just go to the source and find it yourself, just to confirm. So, especially if you're going to rely on it on something important. So what we'll do is we'll do a new chat in all three of them. New chat, and we will do a new chat here. So we'll ask for the Apple share price over the last 10 years. And, yeah. So we'll see what Claude.ai comes back with. Okay, it doesn't have market access, fine, as we saw. It gives us a few websites to try, so we'll ignore that one. Let's see what GPT can do for us. So again, this might be useful if you need to find market index prices, market valuations, share prices, indices, etc. So it's very useful. So it gives us a highlight at each year. So I want to see it visually. Let's see if it does that. It's thinking. Well, that's thinking. Let's go here and we'll do this. We'll do it Perplexity. Let's see what Perplexity shows us. So with an additional prompt, GPT did give us the share price. And what's it done? It's done it by quarterly at the end of each quarter, and it does allow us to hover over it. Here's the graph. The data points represent, it says what it is, quarterly prices over the past 10 years, fine. What's this little button? View analysis. So if you click on that, it shows us the table of where they're coming from, fine. So close that. But interestingly, on Perplexity, what it just shows, so same prompt, give me the price for the past 10 years, that was this price here. By this prompt, it shows us a graph immediately, and we can hover over it. This seems to be by what? Seems to be by week. Yeah, weekly prices, summarized, so a lot more granular. So we can see a lot more detail to it. I just want to check if these were the same. So that's September 9, 2020. September is going to be around September 9, October. So you don't see it as granular. And when's this cut off? I cut it off in December 23, whereas Perplexity went through to, what's that, last week? A couple of days ago, Friday close. So a lot more useful. We've got a little bit of a summary at the end of each year. Let's just quickly cross-check. 2024 started date 70. Although it tells me 2024 here, but doesn't put it then on the graph. So interesting. What about 2023? Opened at 130, closed at 175. 2023 opened at 124, so not quite the 130, although it's got the catch-all approximately, very useful. And closed at 192, closed at 175. That's the same year, 2023. So a little bit of deviance between the two. What source is this investing? Does this one tell us a source? Taco.com or Polygon.io. Fair enough. Okay, so it does give us the data. Obviously, from these three, probably says Perplexity is a lot more useful than the other two, and certainly than Claude, as it didn't work. What happened in, let's try and find one where it changes quite significantly. That's going to be COVID, let's ignore that. What's this? 173 to 140. Yeah, let's do that. July 22. So we'll see if any of them can tell us what happened. Should have said mid-July 22, but never mind. Several factors. Goes into a little bit of detail, so obviously probably need to prompt it a lot better than what I've just done, just to try and find exactly what was going on. Perplexity tries to say there was a new store opening, it gives us the link. There's also a stabbing incident, interesting, gives us the link as well. I'm not sure these are going to have an impact, although it does say announcement typically occur in September, October rather than July. Did I just get it wrong here? Where is September? Obviously the dates in this one are American style, just a bit confusing. Because here there was a big decrease in the quarter, not as visible when it's more granular. Fine, but you get the point that you can do researching, you can do searches on pricing, you can see various different things of what's going on. So it might be useful if you need to find something quickly. We'll do a new chat, start new chat, wrong one again, here, and we'll do a new one. What we'll do now, copy an image of some notes that I did on my tablet using OneNote. Would help if I could spell. So we'll try the exact same prompt on each, and we'll see what comes out. So the note itself, just open it, it should say there's a test to see which AI tool can best decipher my handwriting. This is a new sentence with some more text and now a drawing. I need to research more on the process of building a house. Let's see, so this is correct. This is correct, and it gives us a simple drawing. It's not that simple, come on. With a house and a chimney, fine. I need to do more research. I need to research more on the process of building a house. Fine, so all of this was correct. The note contains handwritten text and a simple sketch of the house and a chimney, blah, blah, blah. So it gives us in detail what's going on in the handwriting notes. And even though my handwriting note is a bit horrendous, it has been able to decipher it very well. What we then have in GPT is the same thing. This, although it's put it as VBNet rather than just plain text, fine, we can ignore that. Drawing of a house, same thing. It tells us it's a drawing of the house and it tells us what's going on. What we can do is let's see if we do this, what was going to happen. Is it going to generate something? No, okay, it can't generate images, but it tells us how to draw it, fine. Let's see if we go here, so obviously it's not going to replicate my drawing, but let's see what happens if we do it in GPT. The same prompt. There we go, that's very similar to the one I drew. So you can, in GPT, just get something, an image generated very quickly. You can then open it up and play around with it and tweak it, but you don't see it now because it's on split screen. And what's Perplexity done? It's extracted it absolutely fine. And what if now we do the same prompt? It's searching for it. And it's drew it in text. Interesting way of doing things. No, nothing really useful here. So not much. In terms of 3, would say ChatGPT definitely is the winner of that one. What we'll then now do is, obviously that was my handwriting and it was in English. What we'll do is we'll do a new chat, and new chat. We'll upload an image. Do the same prompt in all 3 of them. So this is an image in Turkish. Squint. It's not been OCR'd, and Claude was able to translate. It did realize it was Turkish, and it's translated into English directly for us. And it does ask us if we would like to elaborate on anything mentioned in the text. We'll give that a miss. Let's see what GPT does. It tells us it's in Turkish again, fine. More to the point, I basically just translated it for us. And then let us know if we need text, although I did just realize that Claude does try and interpret what is actually being said in the blurb or in the paragraph, which is interesting. GPT didn't, it just followed what I asked it to do. And what about Perplexity? Let's see this one. So the image wasn't OCR'd, and you can see the quality wasn't great, and you've already got something very useful just with a couple of prompts, and Perplexity did the exact same thing of just an extract and translation of it. So again, why this might be useful: receive PDFs, receive anything, images, text, different languages, all 3 AI tools do translate it, and they translate it very well. So very useful to know. So it can make things a lot easier. What we'll now do is start a new chat, add a new chat, and what we'll do is we'll upload the 10K of Apple, which is an 80-page PDF financial statement report. So we'll upload it in the 3 tools, and so very simple. I've not read the 80 pages. I'm just asking it what it is and anything to look out for. So again, this might be useful if you need to download financial statements, need to download PDF documents, need to download anything. You can quite easily upload it. Obviously, don't do this if you're going to use it with sensitive and confidential documents, because it is now on the line. So tells us it's the Apple financial statement through September 2023. Fine, it's a 410K report. Gives us a little bit of information. It's crucial for investors, analysts, etc. And it's primary source for information on companies' annual performance. Fine, so relatively simple and straightforward stuff. This is the same thing on GPT. Gives a bit of background, some risks of what they're suggesting, what the management analysis is, market competition. Okay, fine. And Perplexity goes a little bit further than the 2 of them. So again, it finds the sales figures, which is probably important from an annual statement. Given that it's a financial report, you want to know what the sales are and what the net income is. None of the other 2 mention anything about that. This now it's deciphered, it's got the segmental analysis and significant events in the year, split by quarter. Very useful if you need to find out what was going on, correlate it with sales, share price, what competitors were doing. So very useful. Factors, risks that they're suggesting, some employee information, some legal proceedings. So interesting, they've got a couple of antitrusts going on and patent infringement. None of the other 2 mentioned that. In fact, let's try something. Let's do this. Obviously, it's a bit cheating because one of them said it, the other one didn't, and I just did a simple prompt. So if you do prompt it further, you can see that it is able to find the information, and it does give you more detail of what the proceedings are. And what file is this? This is the file that I uploaded. Fine, and then some other ones. Cool. So we'll do the same thing in Claude just to see if that works to the similar sort of degree. So again, very similar sort of stuff. A bit easier to read in Claude, you would say, rather than a wall of text. Let's just put it into different bullet points. So in the end, all 3 do it. It's probably just a case of playing around with the prompt and asking it for particular information. We'll do one last one. So all 3 of them, you would say, on this sort of basis work absolutely fine. Obviously, the problem with Claude is that it can't do any researching. So if I ask it something now, it's going to tell me it can't access real-time information. Fine. If we do the same on GPT, although I've not changed chat, I've just done it on the Apple one, so let's see what it does. It actually gave me the price, fine, and similar sort of thing here. Rather than just doing a new chat, let's just ask it what the world West Texas intermediate crude oil price is. Takes a bit of time, a bit longer than GPT, you would say, on Perplexity, but I don't know if it's because I've got the three of them running at the same time. So again, as of 14 July, gives me the date, approximately between 82 and 84, but then it goes on to say it's 82.21, fine. And then this one here gives me 82.30, but on which date? It just tells me to go to the website. Again, GPT and Perplexity, very similar, and get to the same result, although this one does also have a couple of mentions up here of where to get it from in a bit of an easier way to read it, whereas if you want, you can go here and then search the price yourself. So all three are very useful. I'd probably go for either Perplexity or GPT 4o. Where Claude really wins is if we do something like this. So we've got a new chat, yeah. We want it to build a web page for a men's barber shop. And we'll do that. So this is with now artifacts uploaded or activated. So it gives us the code, and then what it does quite incredibly is that it shows it up as a live view. So this is how, if you copied the code, uploaded it, this is how it would look. What you can then do is you can then say, you can specify certain different things. What we want to do is let's see if it does. So it'll update the web page. Again, so just run through the whole code. You can ignore all of this, unless you want to go through it and read it, but it will show you. So it's updated it, kept it the same, added a few placeholders for the images, and we asked it, why are we better than the other ones? Let's even give us a name, Classic Cuts, nice. And where we are. So that one worked very well. You can see the code here, and you can see the live preview of it. If now I do the same, copy this one, and we'll do the same in here. Let's see what it does. Let's move these to the. So it's given us the HTML code. So it's got a few web pages, home, services, about, contact, or links, I should say. The CSS style for it, but that's it. So if you want to see how this would look, you need to copy these, put it into an IDE, play around with it, upload it, do whatever is needed to do a web page. So you would then have to play around with it, upload it again, do different tweaks, whereas with Claude.ai, you can actually see it live as you go along. Obviously, I'm not sure how useful this would be for a person working 9 to 5, let's say in a financial job, but you never know. If you've got a side hobby or something like that. Again, Perplexity, very similar to GPT. Presents us the code, but that's really it. So from a 9 to 5 worker, you would say Claude is probably in third place, and maybe a tie between GPT 4o and Perplexity. Perplexity is a little bit better, I find, just because it gives you the reference, the source, so you can go that, you can find it quickly, and then if you want to dig deeper, you can do it that way. Whereas with GPT, sometimes it takes stuff from the internet, you don't know the source. If you ask it for the source, it might give you a link of something fictitious